All right, good afternoon. It is now 5:30 p.m. I will call the April 22nd Special Board of Selectmen meeting to order. All three selectmen are present. And we will open with citizen comments. Any citizen comments at this time? All right, seeing none. We will move on with the first item on the agenda. And I didn't know which should be first or second. In order to move forward with the second item, we'd have to approve the first item. And I had sent you both the minutes from the Special Board of Selectmen meeting from August 30th, 2021. That was when we appropriated all the funds for ARPA. And we had appropriated $1,367,000 for the salt storage facility and the public safety complex. Of course, as we all recall, the two projects together came in way too high. But at that same time, we had set aside $500,000 for contingency funds for future consideration. $168,000 of it was used to purchase the ambulances from community. We have since sold off all those ambulances and got back our $168,000, but those dollars are going into the general fund or being offsetting the cost of EMS services. So right now we have $332,000 remaining in contingency for consideration of this board tonight to appropriate fully towards the salt storage facility. So that's what we're here to discuss, the first item. If you think it should be the second item, I'm happy to, we can take a motion to switch it to the second item. I wasn't sure, which came first, the chicken or the egg.
They both play into each other no matter what.
Yeah.
But we know we can't do the salt without the 332. So we come up just short.
All right, I'll make a motion to appropriate the surplus 332 towards the project.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All right, so the floor, it's open for discussion. Any discussion?
Perfect. This is where we can ask some questions.
Yes.
All right. Looking at the we know that the bids came in a lot more than we had anticipated for this. So, and I've seen, what the recommendation is from the building committee. Okay, and I also saw some of the reductions. So this is more of a Brian question.
Yep.
What I did see, Brian, was the metal roof, which I thought was great. I prefer the metal roof over the asphalt anyway, because of oxidation, etc., and what the Tennessee salt can do to wood, etc. What I also saw was we took away maybe you can explain, Brian, because you know this off the top of your head. The two corrections that we made. One was for the walls.
Yep.
And we were keeping the size of the salt shed 100, whatever it was. We stayed with the bigger size.
Yeah.
Which was
yeah,
better off
7120.
Having enough room.
120.
7120. Yep.
Yep. So what was the other one? There was a 20,000 and a 10,000.
Yeah, the smaller building was 60 by 104.
104, yeah.
Amy, if I could share my screen, I can maybe.
Oh, yes, let me give you access.
Yeah. I know you guys have the paperwork, but it might be a little easier to follow.
Yeah, but we have people online. That's why I'm asking these questions.
Yeah, and it's good. It's so good that for way and Valerie to see this as well if they don't know
exactly.
You should be good now, Brian.
Okay, hold on one second. All right, don't mind me looking at the other screen. I got two screens.
No, go ahead.
So the evaluation was this. So this is WJ Munford and then Pelletier were the two low bidders to begin with, and we did some value engineering with both of them, right? So just to walk everybody through, we had a base bid which was $1,737,000 from them. That also had alternates. So there was a lean-to, there was an embankment removal, and then the concrete coating. We didn't accept any of them because they were over budget to begin with. So we did this evaluation. And these are the items that we evaluated to get the numbers to come down. Reduce the building size to 60 by 140, and the foundation walls would stay concrete. Then we did, okay, we're going to revise the foundations to a wood wall, which they call push walls, to a pressure treated system. It's very common in these prefabricated buildings to have such a foundation structure. So we evaluated that. Then 2B was the same walls, just by a 60 by 140 structure, changing the asphalt to a 29 gauge metal. We looked at changing the overhead door manufacturer because I knew the base bid guy was a little bit higher than the normal door, such as this Haas. That we looked at really stretching, looking to deduct the building demo and the town doing it ourselves. Then the town doing their own fine grading and paving. And then, you know, another one for, there was two of these because the two different building sizes. So we had to get both. So you can always play with these numbers. We did evaluate taking the smaller building, right, and really collecting $402,000 overall. But long-term wise, I met up with Joe and Lars down there, and we walked this quite extensively, actually. They really thought that for the future of the town of Thompson, that would be best is to put in the larger structure of the 70 by 120 building. That would just accommodate everything in the future. Plus, it still saved the town, you know, had a little bit of a contingency fund of about $107,250. And that savings can be applied to like latent conditions or change orders. Or if we get lucky and we don't have any, we can add back in the lean-to canopy, which is currently valued at $55,000. So we might be able to get that at the end. But right now, going with the larger building with the push walls, the asphalt to metal roof, and then switching it to Haas, puts it at 1.5 million. Puts a savings of 107,000 into contingency. Now I will say, Kenny, just to your point, you like in the metal roof, I am thinking about changing the 29 gauge to a 26 gauge. I think that might be a little bit more appropriate long term for the town. I'm having the builder, this WJ Montford, see what the price is for that. So this one might go away, but regardless, we would still be at a net savings of $97,250 at the end of it. But that's kind of where we're at overall.
Now, going with the pressure treated for the walls.
Yeah.
How thick is the pressure treated on that?
Oh, the timbers are like 10 by 10. I mean, they're beefy. They're push walls, so they're
Okay. All right, 10 by 10, 12 by 12.
Don't quote me on the number. My quote is they're substantial.
No, we're not looking at 2 by 6, 2 by 8s, etc.
No, sir. No,
okay.
sir.
Now we still have concrete pylons, right, to support that?
The foundation system below grade is a concrete footing. Yes, sir.
Now, what about the walls going up in order
The walls themselves are all timbers.
Right. Before that, the building was going to sit on top of that 8-foot wall.
They would sit on concrete foundations. Yes. It's all timber structured, timber columns.
All right.
Let me see if I can come up.
So I have no doubt that the building committee has done their job and that the structure is what the town needs, but I want to, the bids came in higher than anticipated, and I know you've done some great work here. But what I'm not 100% sure of, and I just want to clarify, is the ARPA money there is enough ARPA money to cover the costs of the salt storage shed. Am I right, Amy?
Yes.
Okay.
I tried to get, Bill had to be someplace tonight, otherwise he would have been here. But Brian and I have been working, I think there's an email someplace I could find, that breaks it down. I think we have 1.6 and change. So if you took the 107,250, Brian,
Yep. hold
and
on
we
one second.
add that to the 1.5 million,
I have it
that's,
right. I have it right
you
here.
have it there? Okay,
Let me just hide this here.
okay. I know we've been working closely with Bill to make sure that,
Yeah, and
It's right here, Amy.
okay, great, thank you.
So this is the town budget. Suzanne,
yep,
1.699. We've spent to date, according to Mr. Staglitz, 54,750. So the new budget is 1,644,250, and I verified that to the penny the other night.
Okay,
That's what you got.
okay.
and that left with the 107,250
Correct.
in case something,
Contingency.
That was what you were saying, the 107. Okay, now I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah. So
Okay,
if I take away that 10 grand, it's going to go down to 97,000 in case I change the gauge, which I think is probably in the best interest of the town. But that's where we're at right now. Is this 107,250?
Thank you so much for explaining that.
No problem.
This does not have to go back out to referendum or anything. We can vote on it tonight and they can, and the other question I would have is when would this actually, when would the construction start?
Right now, it's scheduled to start in July, and they want to be done by December.
Which is close timing.
Yes, I've reviewed that with Joe in case, well, this bidder, when we met outside, WJ Munford, we told them that, obviously we want to try to get some sand salt into the building in November to prepare, right? If not even earlier. They're willing to work with us on that. But Joe said he would have a plan B, if not a plan C if we needed, but that's kind of why we're pushing, Amy wanted to have this meeting with you guys tonight so we can get moving on it and make sure that we maintain schedule here.
Makes sense to me. I'm good with moving forward.
And
Yeah, I mean, Joe did talk about moving the salt to Putnam,
Yes.
etc. At one of our Board of Selectmen's meetings.
see, this is the walls, Kenny. This is what it'll look like. See these timber braces? I'm sharing my screen here. See, this is what
Yep,
it'll
I
look
see.
like at the end, right? But this is what these guys do is salt and sand storage buildings. So, I mean, we're talking some beefy structure, as I said here. This is not 2x4s.
No, I'm just clarifying that because whoever may be listening or looking is going to think of the pressure treated that they use in their own homes.
Absolutely. The more basic is this system is designed to be utilized in the manner that we're utilizing it, and as a salt storage facility. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
all right, so our motion that we had was for appropriation of the 332,000 towards this project. Is there any further discussion on that subject?
No.
Suzanne,
Not for
you're good?
me.
Okay, all in favor of approving the appropriation of 332,000 of ARPA funds that were left in contingency towards this salt storage facility project, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And that passes. The second item on the agenda was the awarding of the bid. So this would be awarding of the salt storage contract to WJ Mountford. The amount of $1,537,000. I'll make that motion that we award the bid for the salt storage facility to WJ Mountford with the value engineered items at a cost of $1,537,000.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion and a second. Floor is open to discussion. We know
No,
that
I'm fine with that. I've listened in on some of the building committee meetings. I've have no doubt that they've all worked really hard. They all bring something different to the table, and I think they've done a great job. So if this is their recommendation, then I'm ready to vote on it.
And
I mean, this has been a long time covering with the aquifer that we have underneath, and fortunately the money is there to do it because we'd be looking at bonding and going out to do this in the future, or be directed by the state to do it no matter what, so. And
I look-
bonding it out and stuff is gonna cost, if we had to, it cost us a heck of a lot more money than using the ARPA funds to do
And-
this.
In all the years I sat on the Board of Finance as well as Board of Selectmen, this salt storage shed keeps coming up and coming up, and it keeps getting pushed off and pushed off and pushed off. And Ken, I'm sure you've you've heard it longer than I have. And to hear that we're actually coming to a point where we're voting on a contract and we're talking about an end date of December is pretty amazing. And I'm really excited to vote yes on this.
I look forward to calling Connecticut Water and letting them know that we're moving forward with the contract.
Yeah.
So they will be very happy to hear this. So I'm grateful to the building committee for all their work,
Me
and
too.
Brian, everything you do for us as well.
No problem. My
Yeah.
pleasure.
And as
Right.
Ken was saying, we don't have to go out to bond on this. And I
Right.
think that's probably a huge, amazing, part of this is that we are going to have this structure completed after all these years, and we're not going to actually be in debt for it.
Right. Yep. All right. Any further discussion? All in favor of this motion as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes. We can let Mountford know.
Okay. Yep. I'll take it from here.
Thanks,
Alright.
Brian.
Thank you.
And that is all we have for this evening.
Motion to adjourn?
Suzanne has the motion.
Second.
Ken has the second. It is 5:46. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thanks,
Have a
guys.
good night.
Appreciate
night.
it.
Later. Thank you.
Bye.